Hey, can you guys hear me now? Everybody there, anybody there? You guys hear me good? Give me a thumbs up. We good? All right, cool. My bad, guys. A little technical difficulty on my side. My bad. Hope everyone is doing good. Thanks for your patience. I appreciate you all so much. Thanks for hopping in. Um, yeah, my bad on the audio piece. It's been a long day, but yeah, good to see everybody. Hope everyone's doing good, staying well, staying safe out here. Please keep um, anyone, folks that are dealing with, different sicknesses and ailments. Please keep them in your thoughts, and your prayers and everything. I know. Some of the leadership, they're a little under the weather. Keep that extreme your thoughts. If you hit him up, you don't hear from him for a minute. He's still around. Just give him a few days. All right. Same with OG as well. So, yeah, let's get it rolling. We got some news for today. We are approaching our launch of IDcraft V2 version 2 in a few days next week. Time is vastly approaching really quick. So let me go ahead and share this here, and we're going to kick this off. There you go. What is going on with my audio? There we go. Okay. Sorry, guys. IDE 59.2% burned to date. That's 100 trill within the last week. IDBSC burned to date 53.8%. 110 trill burned as of last week. And Verse is still doing its thing. Total of 102 ETH, equivalent to $340,000 in value. Has been distributed with a weekly change of 1.2 ETH. That's 4,200 from last week. Yeah, sorry about the sound, guys. Again, it's technical issues on my end. Bear with me. My bad on that, but so it looks like we're good to go now. ID Connect V1 development is still ongoing. No significant updates as of that for that as of yet. As soon as we get some kind of or good, roundabout dates and stuff like that, we'll of course start filtering more information about that as time gets closer. As of right now, IDcraft has been the top of the list, the number one thing to get rolling out. As far as IDcraft V2 testing is complete, a little, cherry on top, little touch-ups, UI fixes and stuff like that. Nothing major or significant is done. Again, they're just, putting a little grease on the gears, a little oil on the gears, and a little whipped cream on top, make it look nice and pretty and ready to go. A little touch up. So, important note about V2 when you're doing your shilling and you're promoting out there to the public, it is absolutely free to list with Verse. So you want to be specific about that. It is free to list with Verse. And this does include lazy minting as well with Verse, if listed in Verse. Those fees are passed on to the buyer, of course. Now, I was asked at one point about that. As far as listing in Verse, the buyers are paying the gas fees. Like, is that a deterrent? Well, no, it's not, because you got Lazy Lions, Bored Ape Yacht Club, all these major projects out there. They all use lazy minting, where the fees have been passed on to the buyers. So it's pretty much a standard across the board in the NFT space. So there's nothing weird, unusual, or deterring about that. Also, keep in mind what's going to set us apart from OpenSea. If a project or if a person wants to, they don't want to deal with Verse, it's okay. It's not for not for everyone. They don't have to. ETH and USDT will be options as well within it. And what will set us apart from OpenSea is OpenSea, their fee for buyers, for the fee, their fee, I'm sorry, is 2.5%, where IDcraft is 2%, I should say. So, it's 0.5%, half a percent, but it adds up, especially when you're dealing with ETH, on the east side. So, that half percent can make a huge difference. The USD value will display for all listing types on IDcraft. So that'll help save you some time for, trying to do conversions or go to Google and trying to convert how much an ETH is, 0.2 ETH or, something like that. So that's would definitely help you out there. As far as getting projects in, the biggest project right now in Nubis, they have 2 collections ready to go, prepped and prime, ready to go to get them loaded when we go live. There are other NFT artists as well, literally as we speak, gearing up and getting ready to load their NFTs using lazy minting as well. I have personally hopped in and out of different Twitter spaces, not necessarily huge ones or big ones, but even the smaller ones, to hop in there to shield the project and reach out to aspiring artists, not even aspiring artists, but actual NFT artists, and say, hey, look, I know it's tough, to get prime real estate on OpenSea or Rarible, but guess what? We have a platform that's going to be a competitor to them, and here we are. I want you in. We want you in. We want you here. So I do have, DMs and, my Twitter DMs with different NFT artists asking me, more about IDcraft. They're doing their homework and, their research on the IDverse and what we, have to offer. So please keep up the good work, the amazing work in that regard. And, that's how we blow up. That's how we get big. We get huge. We don't necessarily always have to go straight or, to the big fish or attract the big fish. Well, you get enough small fish, all those small fish can, be equivalent to one large fish or even more, so have just as much of an effect or even more of an effect. So shout out to the Aidi gang. Aidi gang has been absolutely killing it as always. And I keep saying they are, for those of you who are not familiar with the Aidi gang, they are our own version of the SHIB Army. I consider them better than the SHIB Army personally. My own, that's my own personal feelings. But the Aidi gang is relentless, unbelievable. I mean, when you have the admin of FEG Token sending me a DM saying, hey, can you have you guys kind of chill on the shilling in our official chat? That says, we don't want to do that, shilling others, official chats. However, when you got someone, admin from FEG reaching out to me like that, I'm like, hey, that's amazing. They're putting in some work. So shout out to, Dad on Telegram, that man John, the whole freaking Aidi gang. Reach out to them. They'll be more than happy to fill you in on, how that, that goes, that process and all. It's not really much of a process. It's just, hey, you believe in a project, you want to see it grow, you want to see your bags grow. That's, they're the team to help make it happen. Real quick, so I don't want to lose track of that question. Someone asked, can we explain the gas fees on Verse? Well, I think you mean not necessarily the gas fees. I think you probably mean the tokenomics on Verse. Well, with the biggest thing about Verse is that in regards to tokenomics, Verse does a lot. I think the slippage, the tax is about 12%. for transactions in and out for Verse. Well, that's because Verse not only 4% that goes for Ethereum rewards. It takes ETH and distributes it amongst all Verse holders with more than 500 Verse. The more Verse you have, the more Ethereum rewards you get. It's more visible, especially with higher volume. But also, Verse is also buying and selling Aidi ETH to the burn address wallet, which can be seen as transactions, on DEX tools as well. So there are a lot of gears spinning behind Verse, which helps justify the high tax for Verse. Yes, there is a Verse video on our channel as well, which is why I would love for you guys to join us in our AMAs here on YouTube. So everything is here. Hit that subscribe button and check out the videos. Everything as well, from Verse explainers, Aidi ETH, Aidi BSC, the bridge, all the explainer videos are here as well. So definitely check them out. If you have any questions after that, you can find us on Telegram or Discord. Cool. IDcraft V2, as previously stated, will release on January 26th. And I do have a time for you. Are you ready for this? Write it down, jot it down, put it on your calendars. IDcraft V2 will launch on January 26th at 1500 GMT. 1500 GMT on January 26th. So add it in your shilling post as well. What about Verse on BSC? We have not had any talks about Verse on BSC as of yet. So on the website, it's still to be determined, but we've not had any serious talks about that as of yet. So not off the table. We're just not at that part of the table yet. I think as we continue our research, we have the developer has been doing some research into layer 2 options for IDcraft as well. Of course, nothing solid or anything like that, but he's been doing some research in that regard. And if we go that route, then it's like the Verse BSC will become into discussion. But again, nothing as of right now. Any artists sign up with IDcraft? I've personally talked to a number of artists who, yes, are very interested in the IDcraft. They're currently doing their research. As I first mentioned, Anubis token has a couple collections they're ready to add in there as well. Please advertise on PooCoin and Dex Tools. We've done, pretty sure we've done PooCoin before, and Dex Tools, we spent 30 grand, I believe it was, on the Dex Tools banner. Didn't really get much ROI on that in that regard. So yeah, we tried that. I think it was like last September, October, in that range. Okay, all right, so let me get back to our image here, our flyer. Not a few months ago, about a few months or so ago, late last fall, we introduced the option to the community, the Shiba Swap fund to collect donations for us to get into Shiba Swap. Through a good contact, we were able to learn that, unfortunately, which made sense since you haven't really heard of any projects getting in. The Shiba team are not accepting any new projects into Shiba Swap in the very, very near future as of right now. What I've learned is they're currently working on their DAO, which is now in beta. And it won't be until that is out of beta when they'll start looking at accepting projects into Shiba Swap. This could be months. It could be later on this year, into this year, or even early next year. No one knows. They can't even give a timeline in that regard. After during that process, trying to get a hold of SHIB team, we introduced SafeMoon as a plan B. Well, after many attempts trying to get a hold of them went unanswered, and as is stated in the pinned messages on Telegram, after screenshots of confirmations they've received my personal email address, not email address, but personal emails, and have not heard back yet. To this day, we still have not heard back. They had doubled we found out through the grapevine, through actually a community member, that they doubled their entry fee into SafeMoon. And apparently a lot of people are now to this day still having issues with the SafeMoon application. So I think from the point when they doubled their fees, SHIB, SafeMoon kind of, we were like, yeah, this ain't gonna work out. And SHIB came to the top of the list. But then, like I said, a few days ago, we found out about this, about SHIB and their DAO not accepting projects into SafeMoon. So I said all of that to say, we launched another poll a few days ago to what to do with the community donated funds in the Shiba Swap Fund, and an overwhelming amount of you said look into adding Aidi ETH to SafeMoon. So I have personally reached out to the SafeMoon team. We've exchanged a couple of emails, and our developer is now looking into adding Aidi ETH into SafeMoon. We are doing research on it. Nothing official yet. It's we don't have a date. We don't have a time. Nothing like that as of yet. Just know that the ball has begun rolling for us to move the direction of getting Aidi ETH added to SafeMoon. I know we have to have a couple meetings with their team to come up with a best plan of action, the best route for our project, and and it does include as well some promoting on their part as well. So we'll keep you updated on that as that process comes along. Would they list both BSC and ETH token? I don't know. I'm not sure. We can ask them. We've not had that. That's something we will ask them in that meeting when we do have it. So we have not had it as of yet. So we've, like I said, the developer has started the process of getting the application filled out. From the application, it's scheduling a video call with the SafeMoon team and getting all those questions answered. So we'll of course keep you all updated with that process. Influencer reviews. Sorry, Liz laughing at a message. Influencer reviews will begin after IDcraft release. So influencers have been paid for through the PR company that we have hired. There have been numerous articles in Cointelegraph published. The influencers is once IDcraft has been released, will give them the materials they need to put out YouTube videos, or not necessarily YouTube videos, but social media videos and posts, and YouTube as well. So once we get that done and that ball rolling, we will of course post it Telegram, Facebook, and Discord as well. And of course, it's coming straight to you, Aidi Gang, to do what you do best. Times Square billboard. I'm proud to say we have chosen a billboard winner. The design is absolutely unreal. The billboard will go up for a week beginning on the 19th. That's just a couple of days from now. We have Chris has hired a photographer, since none of the leadership team are really in the New York. We're not in the New York area, and it's a little unfeasible for any of us to get there currently. So we've pretty much Chris is going to hire a photographer to get pictures of the billboard, so everyone can promote and shill out on social media as well. So we'll send it to you ASAP. Adam Bergman AMA has now been scheduled for the 20th at 6 p.m. Eastern. It was scheduled for the other day, but unfortunately he's been fighting through COVID, so he did test positive. So we did have to reschedule that. But the official new day and time is January 20th at 6 p.m. Eastern. Once that's live, we will, of course, share it for everybody to join in and check it out. Also, with other AMAs, we have been getting bombarded, which is a good thing, is not a bad thing, with AMA requests. For Chris, I join in times when I'm able to. So please keep them coming. We will schedule them out, as our time and schedules allow. So please continue to reach out to different investment groups and Telegram groups you have out there to see if they'd be interested in setting up an AMA with us. We're more than happy and open to talking to other groups. They're very curious about us. I absolutely agree. What is happening with FEG exchange? Are we getting new? Honestly, I've not personally used FEG, and I'm glad you asked that question. And I'm going to say it this way. And I learned this when I first ended up, joining ID leadership. Every single move we make is not going to make everyone happy. There is absolutely no way, no matter how much we try, 100%, we're going to make everyone happy. So whenever we make decisions or do things, that's not a prerequisite of doing it. Sometimes it's not necessarily a matter of, then let me backtrack. When it comes to doing listings and stuff like that, whether it's, FEG or any other exchange, majority of the time, there's not going to be really any direct price action because liquidity has to be provided to those exchanges. Okay. Now, in addition, sometimes it's not a matter really of trying to get price, immediate price movement or action, but it's a matter of getting eyes on the project, getting more exposure on us and what we do. FEG is a big name. I'm not afraid to say, FEG is a huge name. So as we're shilling and promoting, guess what? Doing the tags and stuff, the FEG FEG team, the FEG, those, FEG holders, when they're checking the hashtags on Twitters, they'll see us as well. So there's more to some of the decisions that we make as a leadership team. We, the developer, intentionally did not want to ape in. I think someone said we would need like 100,000 liquidity. We should have put in 100K liquidity in FEG. Well, where some like to ape in the things, keep in mind, this is community money. This is, a project money, their budgets, and, you can't, some things you just can't ape in. So we intentionally, I think we didn't do the minimal. We did a little above that as far as what's required to get in FEG to see how it went, to see how it goes. Now, if things absolutely took off where more liquidity would have needed to be added, that could have been done in a matter of minutes without any issues, because FEG has pretty much have a self-listing tool. So that was not a concern at all. But it's more of, okay, let's put our feet in the water, toes in the water, in the FEG exchange to see what happens, see how it goes. There have been some that have been using it. So it's not going to be for everyone. You may not like it. You're not going to like some, folks are not going to like everything we do, but it is what it is. It's happened. If you don't like it, let's not come off as fudding our own project. I think, my folks are like, hey, if something you don't like, you just don't use it. Don't do it. Don't, keep it to yourself. We don't want to discourage others. Okay. So just keep that in mind. You may not necessarily trying to come off as a fudder or fudding, but in a space like Telegram or Facebook, where we're communicating 99% of the time, communicating through text, it'll come off that way or as negative. So just keep that in mind as you're trying to communicate in a space. We want folks to have your own voices and opinions. Please don't take what I'm saying in the wrong way. We want you to have opinions. This is a community-driven project. However, we all must communicate more effectively and say what we're trying to say without coming off as negative. okay, in a negative matter. Okay, so let me get back on track here. Yeah, mention the AMA, so other investment groups are in the works. Yeah, actually, there are 2 groups now waiting on me now for to reschedule AMAs with Chris. Discord and Facebook migration have actually taken place. So on Facebook and Discord, the old channels are gone. So the only channels we have the round ID, black round ID logo on it. So surrounding the ID logo. So yeah, definitely join those if you have not already joined those communities or those platforms. Please continue to support Shirio Wolf YouTube channel. He did an awesome video on us. And he reached out again the other day, just how much he loves the project and us, and he's wanting to do another one. So we're looking to hopefully get that in the books sooner than later. So as always, beware of scammers. Thank you so much for those of you who have posted in Telegram chat. You've gotten DMs from I think some live support group, some crap like that. We don't have a live support, none of that. So and we're not going to reach out to you talking that. Okay, so if you get it, delete it, report it, mark it as spam. It's not us. If you're not sure, send one of us a DM and ask us. But I can tell you that now, it's not going to be us. We're not going to ask you to click on any links to connect a wallet. Click this link, click that link, we're not going to ask you to do any of that, and definitely not going to ask you to send us anything outside of a wallet address. If you won a contest or tokens or something like that, that is it. A wallet address, that is it. No C phrases, nothing like that. When in doubt, just ask us. Okay. Finally, member of the week. I'm proud to announce that. I want to make sure I'm saying her name right. Erna, I believe from our Russian community. I wonder if Erna actually sleeps, because every time I'm checking Telegram, she's constantly always posting in Telegram, on Twitter, like nonstop shilling. Pushes others to step up the shilling game by posting Russian in official chat. Pushes projects as a whole and gets the ID name out there in international communities. Please keep up the good work, but I don't feel I need to tell her that, because that's what she does. She's awesome. So thank you so much. Please wish her congratulations in chat. And as of right now, I do believe that is it. So if any of you have any questions, just drop it here in the chat, whether it's on YouTube or Telegram, and I will see and I will answer to the best of my abilities. So, and if you don't have any questions, that tells me I did a pretty decent job of explaining everything. Yeah, I'm just scrolling up, see and make sure if I didn't miss any questions here. Anybody have any questions? Is Verse coming to BSC anytime soon? We have not discussed Verse BSC as of yet. It has not come up. I personally don't think that will really come into play until if we are able to figure out a layer 2 option for IDcraft. But until that happens, we've not had any discussions on a Verse BSC. Okay. Anyone else have any questions? I mean, if you guys don't have any questions, that tells me I did a pretty decent job then. No. Okay. Well, again, as Heidi name of a dog, Heidi, yeah, is actually a form of an Inu dog. So thus the original name Aidi Inu, but we're now Aidi Finance. Um, Atlas is one as well. Are we going to Dubai Expo? It's not. It was a part of the poll. What to do with the Shiba Swap funds? I don't think it's off the table. It's that, or there's another expo. I know Chris is looking at going to, or another event Chris is going to in Paris. I'm going to ask him. I don't think that is actually completely off the table. So even though the community didn't vote for it, so we'll keep you updated on that. What's next on the roadmap? PlayFi? Not quite yet. I think PlayFi is going to go hand in hand with, well, for sure on the next roadmap is Connect. ID Connect is going to release for sure before PlayFi. PlayFi is going to take a number of months for development since it's being built ground up from scratch. So it's going to be epic and huge. I know the developer compared ID PlayFi as our own metaverse. But I know also, I think even Jeremy mentioned we could possibly even look at purchasing some land in the current metaverse and putting our, PlayFi there. So never know what could happen. We'll see. We'll know soon enough. I don't know if Jeremy, if you want to say anything about it. If not, it's all good. Just let me know and I'll bring you on. Yeah, I was looking at land in Sandbox. Oh yeah, he said he's good. Yeah, I was looking at land in Sandbox too, and looking at the price of land is nothing short of selling a kidney or my firstborn. So that's how expensive it is. ID Connect. Oh yeah, BSC utility. Yeah, there is some BSC utility, some big utility, literally in the works as we speak. I can't tell you what that is yet. So load your bags up and leave them there. So it's going to be pretty fun and interesting. Can't wait to make that announcement. Oh yeah, it's Jeremy posting in the chat telling you what's going on. All right, I think I got all the questions. If I missed anything, feel free to drop it in chat and tag me. Is it worth to convert IDE to BSC through the bridge to increase reflections? Solely for reflections, no, because the it's still 1% either way. I mean, is the tokenomics are exactly the same, and you're going to end up paying gas on both sides. Of course, it's going to be cheaper on the BSC side, but with tolls, there's always going to be a fee. So I don't feel personally, I don't give financial advice, but this is more of a it's not that. Yeah, I don't feel it'll be beneficial for you to do that just for reflections. No. How long will the banner hang in Times Square? It will be up for a week from the 19th through the 26th. And I believe it's actually not just one banner. It's going to be several banners, from my understanding. I could be wrong, but I know it may be a few banners. So, but yeah, we'll get pictures for sure. Russian community is very interested in what was the price. Chris led that initiative. Have Marlon reach out to him. I'll let him answer that question. That was on one of his tasks on his to-do list we all have our own little individual to-do list and check off lists, and that one was his. So I'll let him answer that. And for those wondering, White Marlin is one of our Russia community leaders. So. I have to leave. Thanks for that. Yeah, not a problem. Thanks for joining. Okay, I think that might be it. So yeah, again, if anyone have any questions you haven't asked, or you may think of later on, just drop it, line to us in Telegram, and we'll answer, or even Discord or Facebook, and we will answer it, as soon as we are able. I don't plan on selling, but it's telling me it could cost to sell my verse. Well, I can say I'm personally I'm holding on to my verse. I've had it since day one. Yeah, I'm definitely holding on to mine. So especially with IDcraft come V2 upgrade, because what's going to happen, the way I see it, of course no one knows the future, can see the future 100%. The way I see it is when projects, it to be able to list an entire NFT collection of like 15,000 NFTs for absolutely free. All you got to do is list in verse. Like, I mean, come on now. Like you don't have to pay any gas. It goes to the buyers. Now, just let someone list, say, a lazy lion in IDcraft. They decide to sell their lazy lion in IDcraft or something. Just let that happen, and list in verse. It's like I'm jumping all over it. So personally, so yeah, keep reaching out to these projects, guys. Up and coming projects, especially on Twitter. I've been reaching out to them personally, and it's like, hey, come on, we need you in IDcraft. So we are literally planning. Our roadmap for IDcraft is to directly go after Rarible. First, to go after their market share, and as we get more and more using IDcraft, that market share that we're pulling will go up as well. So Rarible, and then on the OpenSea. So hey, let's get it. Can't wait for Sarah. Oh, Dip. Oh my gosh, Dip. He is ready. I can't wait for his stuff either. I was chatting with him earlier today. Dude is absolutely unreal. All right, guys, let me get going. I guess no one else has any questions. Thanks again for everyone for joining. Again, apologies for the audio issues at first, but appreciate you all for being here. Stay positive. Please support each other. Stay chilling, and hold tight. We're rounding the corner. We're going to get there all together. All right. Y'all take care. Stay safe, and we'll catch you in the IDverse. Be easy.